Hello and welcome to News Bitz on channel MOE. I am Mamie Kobna. Thank you for joining us. Here are the top stories making headlines. Education Minister calls for rebranding of technical training. Also, Youth Minister vows end to scholarship system abuse. Sad news trending nationwide. Kusasi Deputy Chief shot dead in Kumasi. And on the international front, France imposes youth curfews amid drug-linked violence. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly with all the details. Thanks for staying with us. This is News Bitz on channel MOE. Now let's bring you the full story behind the headlines. The Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, is calling for a national rebranding of technical and vocational education as an attractive and competitive alternative to traditional academic pathways. Speaking at the inauguration of a 19-member board of the Accra Technical University in Accra, the minister urged Ghanaians to move away from the long-held perception that technical education is a backup for the less academically inclined. He emphasized that technical education must be recognized as a first choice option capable of equipping the youth with practical and employable skills that meet the demands of the job market. He tasked the newly inaugurated board to lead the charge in reshaping public attitudes and strengthening collaborations with industry players to make technical education more relevant and appealing to the next generation. The Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, Honorable George Opare-Addo, says government is taking decisive steps to end years of abuse in Ghana's scholarship system, describing it as chaotic and likening it to the selling of tomatoes in a market. Speaking in an interview, Honorable Opare-Addo revealed that a new bill currently before Parliament aims to correct serious flaws uncovered by an investigative report. According to the minister, the lack of a standard procedure has allowed access to scholarships to be driven by personal connections rather than merits. He disclosed that a reform committee, which he co-chaired with Education Minister Honorable Haruna Idrisu, laid the groundwork for a transparent and merit-based system, putting an end to what he called, in quotes, whom you know, unquote, culture. Still on the scholarship issue, the minister has raised the alarm over Ghana's mounting scholarship debt, warning it could lead to a major diplomatic embarrassment if left unresolved. Honorable George Opare-Addo revealed that the government currently owes over 700 million cedis in unpaid tuition fees to institutions across the globe. Debt, he says, was inherited and continues to grow. He explained that the arrears stem solely from the government scholarship program, with many partner institutions still awaiting payment. The situation has prompted efforts by the Scholarship Secretariat to engage with affected schools in a bid to renegotiate terms and manage the crisis. The minister stressed the urgency of finding funding to settle the obligations and restore confidence in Ghana's international scholarship commitments. We move from that. A US-based tech entrepreneur is calling on students and professionals to embrace artificial intelligence as a strategic tool for growth rather than fear it as a threat to their jobs. Ibako Mukwele, CEO of MacNet Consulting LLC and Matech Academic Inc., USA, says AI should be seen as a powerful amplifier of human potential. He noted that while AI is advancing rapidly, it remains a human-created tool that must be used under human control. Mr. Mukwele was speaking at the Futuristic Africa Youth and Technology Symposium hosted by the University of Media, Arts and Communications Institute of Journalism, UNIMAC-IJ, in Accra. The symposium, held at UNIMAC South Legon campus, brought together students, academics, and tech enthusiasts to explore how Africa's youth can be better prepared for a future driven by technology. In a disturbing news that is being widely talked about, the Kusasi community has been left reeling following the fatal shooting of Deputy Chief Kad Naba Malik Azimbe, also known as Kad Naba Tiwen II, outside his residence in Kumasi. The traditional leader, who was acting on behalf of the Kusasi regional chief, was first taken to Menshia Hospital and later transferred to the Okomfonochi Teaching Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Community members believe the killing was a targeted attack and are demanding swift justice and improved security for traditional leaders. Police have launched investigations, but the motive for the attack remains unknown. We'll keep you updated as more details emerge. Now, turning to our next story, the University of Health and Allied Sciences, UHAS, in partnership with Sight Savers International, has launched a new initiative aimed at improving care for people affected by lymphatic filariasis, also known as elephantiasis, and enhancing disability access in health facilities. The 2.5-year project, titled Morbidity Management and Disability Accessibility in Ghana, will focus on developing and evaluating an integrated assessment tool in selected endemic communities across the country. Findings from the project will guide recommendations for merging neglected tropical disease management with disability-inclusive health services. Ethical clearance is being provided by institutional review boards, with outcomes to be shared with the Ghana Health Service and other key stakeholders. Director of the Center for Neglected Tropical Diseases at UHAS, Dr. Alfred Kwesi Meyer, said the project aligns with the university's core mission to address pressing public health issues through multidisciplinary research, mentorship, and strengthening collaborations. Enrollment into the Global Recovery Trial at the Okomfonochi Teaching Hospital has seen a boost thanks to the use of a new rapid diagnostic kit that detects multiple respiratory viruses within minutes. On a humid morning in Kumasi, a concerned mother anxiously awaits word on her 20-year-old son, who arrived at Okomfonochi Teaching Hospital, coughing and feverish. Within 15 minutes, doctors confirmed the diagnosis, not COVID-19, but influenza A, thanks to a compact test kit no larger than half a smartphone. For patients, this means faster, more accurate treatment. For doctors, it helps avoid unnecessary antibiotics and ensures targeted care. And for researchers, it opens the door for timely enrollment into the recovery trial, which continues to study effective retreatment for serious respiratory infections. In international news, several French cities have introduced nighttime curfews for minors as authorities respond to a recent wave of violence tied to drug trafficking networks. The latest to implement the measure is Nîmes in southern France, where anyone under 16 is now barred from being out between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. Officials say the curfew is aimed at shielding young people from rising street violence and easing tensions in affected areas. The move follows a series of violent incidents in recent weeks, including multiple shootings, one in broad daylight that left several injured and one person dead. In a particularly disturbing case, a 19-year-old was found partially burned on the outskirts of Nimes last week. Describing the situation as untenable, Nimes Mayor Jean-Paul Fournier said drug traffickers have created a climate of fear. Extra police officers are also being deployed to reinforce security as the curfews take effect. That's all for the international news. We move to sports news, where Israeli sprinter Blessing Afrifa has once again proven his class on the European stage, successfully defending his 200-meter title at the European Under-23 Championships in Norway. The 21-year-old, born in Tel Aviv to Ghanaian parents, matched his gold-winning time from last year, 20.64 seconds, to retain his crown and reaffirm his dominance in the sprint event. Waving the Israeli flag after crossing the finish line, Afrifa said he was proud to bring joy to his country during challenging times. His performance resonated deeply with many Israelis, offering a moment of pride and unity. Afrifa's back-to-back titles further cement his status as one of Europe's brightest young sprint talents. In Premier League transfer news, Liverpool are closing in on the signing of French forward Hugo Ekitike after reaching a total agreement in principle with Frankfurt for a deal worth £79 million or 91.5 million euros. The 22-year-old is expected to arrive in the UK and undergo a medical and finalize a 6-year contract. Liverpool have kept key staff on standby in the UK to ensure the transfer is completed swiftly. Once signed, Ekitike is expected to fly out to Asia later this week to join the squad for the club's pre-season tour. Like the recent deal for Florian Wirtz, the majority of the bonuses in Ekitike's contract are tied to Liverpool's success and the player's impact, challenging to achieve but welcome if met. To entertainment news, Ghanaian dancehall icon Shatta Wale has announced a significant reshuffle in his management team, aiming to align with a fresh brand direction. The changes shared on his official Facebook page include Sammy Flex stepping into the role of head of media and PR. Other key appointments include Gifty Nkrumah as road manager, Daniel Mpingbi as personal assistant, and Jawid Sika as general manager for bookings and requests. Additionally, Solomon Ashon will coordinate merchandising efforts, while Kester Ashon Tay and Stanley Date join the music production team. Shatta Wale says the restructuring reflects his renewed vision and calls on fans and partners to rally behind the new team as they embark on this exciting chapter. In lifestyle, beauty and fashion news, on Ghana's top campuses like Legon, KNUST, Unimac, UPSC, fashion is making a loud, unapologetic statement. Female students are strutting in crop tops, bold Ankara prints, and standout braids, blending global trends with authentic Ghanaian flair. While a few faculties still hold tight to formal dress codes, the majority of students are confidently expressing themselves, brushing off critics who claim the looks are too revealing. Supporters see it as a movement of self-expression and body confidence. As for lecturers, many are shifting the conversation from rules to fashion literacy, encouraging students to understand the message behind their style. One thing is certain, fashion is evolving on campus, and Ghana's university girls are confidently leading the change. Finally, in tech news, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, has entered into a partnership with the UK government to deploy artificial intelligence AI across various public services. The deal, signed with the Department for Science, could grant OpenAI access to government's data and enable its AI technology to be used in sectors including education, defense, security, and justice. Technology Secretary Peter Kyle highlighted AI's potential as a key driver of change and economic growth in the UK. However, digital privacy advocates have raised concerns, describing the partnership as a sign of the government's overly trusting stance toward big tech's promises. That brings us to the end of Newsbits on Channel MOE. I am Mami Fakopna. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more updates.